Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, representing the UP government, told the Supreme Court that he was shocked to see products other than meat certified as halal, attesting that the products meet requirements of Islamic law or are Sharia compliant. The Uttar Pradesh government, while defending its stance on the Supreme Court, argued that it is being imposed on non-believers. It emphasized that while halal certification for meat is understandable, the halal certification on other products imposes unnecessary costs, and that these certification agencies, have made a few lakh crores out of certification process, and asked how can besan be halal or non-halal. Now, the word halal is an Arabic term meaning permissible according to Islamic law or Sharia. It is commonly associated with food, specifically meat, where halal certification ensures that the product complies with the Islamic dietary laws or the Islamic method of culling an animal. It's called slow death, and there is a reason and there is a philosophy there, which is not followed by non-Islamic meat eaters. Now, however, halal certification has recently expanded to include a whole range of non-food products, non-meat products. So, chips, vegetarian food is certified halal. Products like cement, iron bars, water bottles, wheat flour or atta, chickpea flour, besan are being halal certified. Now, this shift has raised questions about the growing influence of halal certification on consumer markets beyond meat, particularly in sectors where it was not traditionally relevant. The moment you halal certify a product, it is deemed Islamized because it is Sharia compliant. So, is it not violative of the religious beliefs of non-Islamic consumers? The issue gained significant attention when the Uttar Pradesh government imposed a ban on the sale, storage and distribution of halal certified food products within the state in November 2024. Now, have a look at the double standards. The opposition says ban on halal certificates curbs religious rights. But the bigger question is, how can religious bodies that usurp the functions of state agencies be legitimate in a secular polity? And is Islamized food being forced upon non-Muslims not a violation of the secular ethos of our constitution or of our Samvidhan? Why should only Muslims have the right to apply codes of a parallel certification body on the rest? And these bodies don't have FSSAI or any other government body certification or accreditation. The opposition says ban on sale of halal certificates is discriminatory. The question is, should non-Muslims also be allowed to issue certificates compliant with their beliefs? Should they also insist, for example, Sikhs, non-Muslims, on jhatka meat? Isn't it true that non-Muslims cannot carry out halal and therefore they cannot be employed? So a butcher, if the butcher has to serve halal meat, has to convert to Islam. Only then can they serve halal. And why should halal meat be forced upon those who are not Muslims? That's another question. The opposition says ban on sale of halal certificates curbs the rights to choose. Question is, should non-Muslims equally have the right to reject acquiring Shariat certificates? Opposition says sale of halal certificates is inviolable as it is ordained by belief. But should all marriages, for example, then be approved by Khap Panchayats? So your belief should be upheld, but the beliefs of others should be trampled upon. How is that secular in the Indian sense? How is that Samvidhanik? Now, in 2022, here on The Right Stand on CNN News 18, we brought you exclusive documents showing the dark face of this entire halal certification racket. How money is being used to fight cases of terror accused, and this was actually put up on the websites which have thereafter been taken down. Documents accessed by CNN News 18 also showed how various organizations have said that halal certification funds may be used to aid terror acts. And that 2611 accused Tahavur Rana was running a halal certified slaughterhouse in Illinois. 2611 accused David Coleman Headley financed the halal certified slaughterhouse. So there are multiple ramifications. Are the beliefs of non-Muslims being trampled upon? A. Are funds being generated from non-Muslims by imposing Islamized products and those funds being redirected towards nefarious causes? Thirdly, most importantly, beyond meat, which is a consumable, and that's where, how are non-meat products, non-food products being certified halal? So is Sharia compliance and this imposition of a Sharia-driven law Samvidhanik? Is it secular in nature? Anila Singh, spokesperson of the BJP with us. Tariq Khan, spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party with us. Harinder Singh Sikha, author and film producer with us. And he's somebody who's been raising this issue of halal certification for nearly a decade now, if not more. Harry Sikha ji, Anila ji, and Mr. Tariq Khan, namaste, Jai Hind. Thank you for your time. Mr. Harry Sikha, the arguments made by the UP government trying to justify the ban on halal certification beyond meat. Your thoughts on this?
You see, it's been a decade, as you said, we've been fighting this battle, trying to educate people that it is not really the jihadis or the Muslim population which has started this. This was a calculated move by Congress, the Gandhi dynasty, so as to say, how they planned the entire halal movement in order to fund a long list of activities in order to promote a parallel economy. And the parallel economy of what stature? 1 lakh crore and plus. Now, my basic question, while I'll expand this and I'll take some minutes from you, Anand, in order to explain it properly. Muslims cannot be served a jhatka. It is against their religion. We appreciate it. It is against their maryada, it's against their religion and everything. If you serve them, what happens? They become offensive on that. And they justify that offense. And that offense is not small offense. It can go to any level in order to prove a point. What about Hindus and Sikhs? Why are you, first of all, why are you eliminating non-vegetarian? I object to that. I seriously object that every dhaba, every restaurant, every airlines, every mess in the country is serving us non-vegetarian food which is halal certified. That means from top to bottom in that meat is a Sunni Muslim person who's working at it. Not even Shias. That means all Valmiki Samudayas, Hindus, Sikhs and various other people working in that, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes so called, they are out of the business. How many? Lakhs of them. How many of them have been forced to convert into Islam? This is what the ploy was, and for that Mani Shankar Iyer came out with a very great strategy, so-called clever strategy. The APEDA was made an order, by order, that only halal certified food, meat, can be exported. Middle East one can understand. What about China, Russia, Mongolia, Sri Lanka, Europe? They don't want all this. They don't want halal certification. Russia doesn't want halal certification. Why was this made? This was made because these lakhs of crores of rupees that you collect is utilized. How? Waqf board property. You mean to say Congress in 2014 gave away 128 properties just before handing over the entire thing to the Takht or Taj or to government from BJP. They did it for free? I doubt it. But who's going to inspect it? But there's always a buzzword amongst the Muslims that this money has been paid. And those people were against it, it seems. And so the number of people that I know of. And I've been working at them constantly.
Right.
Where all this money comes from when you pay for Dharm Parivartan? Allow me, sir. Allow me. Let me complete then I'll come to vegetarian. Who's funding terror? Who's funding 50,000 rupees for a bicycle, for a bike, then take a girl, Hindu girl or a Sikh girl, different rates? You mean to say that massive population and these Jamaat-e Ulema kind of people whose funding business and whose money collection is all opaque. No audits, no GST, no tax. It's a parallel economy which is not secular. It is against the very intent of India, very
Right.
dimension of India. This is not what the law says. Our law provides equal rights to the animals and birds.
Right.
But even Parliament not too long ago was serving only halal certified food. Now we have halal houses, coming to vegetarian part of it. The houses are halal, cement is halal, the Sharia is halal. Halal houses means Hindus will not buy those houses. For God's sake, you are discriminatory by your very language, by your very act. How can Sui Dhaga be halal certified? Who justifies it? That means what? These Muslims lobbies, not all Muslims. These so-called smart Alex who are mixed up with the Gandhi dynasty, in particular I am mentioning this repeatedly, you can challenge me that and I can prove it to you. They are out and out to divide India. This is what Nehru did to us, divided into 3 countries.
Sir.
And this is what the Gandhi dynasty thereafter followed.
Right.
Coming to final point over here,
Ji.
sir, that this money which is being collected by ensuring that a tomato ketchup or salad, cooked or not cooked, or small little packages of chips and Russian salad and whatever you supply by
Right.
is certainly halal certified. American mustard which is imported into India is halal certified. I object it because it is against my DNA. If I cannot serve you Sattvic food, the Jamaat Ulema and your works, you cannot serve me halal certified, come what may, and I'm
Correct.
objecting to it.
Correct. Sir,
If
you're
think
making a
that
lot.
you are
You're
at
making
par
a lot
with
of
me,
Ji.
then
Hari Sikkaji, it's a simple point that
so
if-
what's use of, so last
Wha-
point, what is the use of FSSAI?
correct.
Shut it and leave it aside.
No, and
If
these
SSAI
bodies,
says
these
that,
certification bodies,
entire work is being done
the
by.
larger question is these certification bodies are also not accredited by the government. These are random entities who are cropping up and they have no government sanction at all. Tariq Khan.
Then, can I respond?
Yes, please.
Yes. So you means I have listened. The person who is speaking, he spoke a lot. So let me ask something. You said that these certification is not being issued by any. So what is this National Accreditation Board for Certification Bodies? It works. It's written on their side. I am reading out there. An autonomous body set up by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Work under QCI. That is Quality Council of India. Now, these accreditation boards provide the opportunity or give them this advantage to issue these type of certificates. Okay, so primarily they are issuing for export purpose, and now the organizations in India, the producer in India, have also taken certificate. Like I am reading out Patanjali. Why Patanjali is taking certificate? This is the certificate. Let me show you. This
Correct.
is the certificate. Why Patanjali? What is the need? What is the need? This is something being pushed on Muslim unnecessary. No Muslim says that anybody should be forced to have halal food. No one. There is nothing to do with, and nobody should
It
be
is
forced to
done.
have
You are
food.
forcing it certainly.
No, why?
Tariq
Ask
Khan,
Patanjali.
Okay, let
ask
him-
Patanjali.
you are forcing it.
Listen,
Hari Sikkaji, he
ask
didn't.
Patanjali,
One minute.
point number one.
Let
Ask
us not
Patanjali,
shout.
ask-
Tariq Khan, please make your
ask
point.
NAB,
Aram se.
SEBI,
Make your
ask
point, and Hari
NAB.
Sikkaji, please don't interrupt me. Let him make his point.
Okay. Ask NAB, SEBI why they are giving this advantage to these organizations like Jamaat Ulema Hind, Halal Trust of India to certify these bodies. What the government of India is doing now, a government body is giving that advantage to them that go and provide this halal certificate. Now you are saying that they are making money. Yes, they'll make money. Government of India allowed them to give those certificates. Nobody has asked. Nobody Muslim. Tell me which
Well,
Muslim
as per the
organization
FSSAI
have
Act-
asked them.
As per the FSSAI Act, these bodies are not accredited by the FSSAI. Even the
So-
National Accreditation Board, does
I'm
not
giving you-
does not give the Jamaat Ulema Hind blanket carte blanche to issue halal certificates for everything all in sundry. Thirdly, this order that
they-
only halal certified meat can be
They should
exported
come
from our
with the
country
list.
was withdrawn in 2016.
Listen,
So I just want to qualify that. Yes, Tariq Khan,
Listen,
one more. You wanted to say
the-
something? Yeah.
There must be certain list by NAB, CB
Huh.
that you can give only certificate and you'll give only for exporting product. There
Huh.
is no foundation and they are walking under the nose of government of India. What you are doing?
Huh.
That question asked from
Correct.
to the BJP
So you're
immediately, not from us.
Okay.
We have nothing to do with that.
Okay.
And nobody
Let
should
Anila
be
Singh answer that then.
forced to
Tariq
eat
Khan.
these type of things.
Let Anila Singh answer that. Yes, Anila Singh.
My Ram to all, and first of all, Mr. Tariq Khan, just now, he mentioned a person who was talking right before me and he talked a lot. Let me tell you, Mr. Khan, he's a very, very distinguished, very renowned author. You should go and read his books. If you cannot, then go and watch the movie. Secondly, let me tell you here, this matter is not religious. This matter is not political. This is socio-economic matter. And let me tell you how. And how these people are not only tricking non-Muslims, these people are tricking Muslims as well. Because they know it very well. If any product, other than any eatable product, non-eatable product, it has halal certificate logo on it, then definitely Muslims are going to prefer to buy that product, which has got this logo, which has got this certification. So that Muslim, that common Muslim, he or she is paying much more money than that product should be on that shelf. So, number one, they are tricking Muslims first. Secondly, they are forcing non-believers to buy all those products. Let me tell you here, like certification, halal certification started somewhere in 1974. And then non-eatable halal certification started during 1993 when Places of Worship Act was brought. At that time only, non-eatable products also started getting halal certification. It was
Tariq Khan, coming to you after she
but
completes.
appeasement policy. Let me allow
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Please complete.
It is just because of the appeasement politics. Tomorrow, I know the leaders like Samajwadi Party President Akhilesh Yadav, he is going to please his vote bank and he is going to say, okay, I am going to offer you halal Hindu. I am going to offer you halal Hindu and you can have faith on this Hindu because I will give certificate on his forehead that he is a halal Hindu and he is so-called secular and he is going to stand for you. Either you are a terrorist or extremist or any criminal, mafia don. But if you are Muslim, halal Hindu is going to stand with you. This is what Akhilesh Yadav ji is doing. This is what Congress party had done to this country. I can tell you so many facts because by 2050, we know it very well that the population of the Muslims in this world will be around 2.32 billion. Imagine the type of business, halal certification business is going to do. And let me tell you, by 2030, this halal certification business will be around 6045 billions. Just imagine.
No,
and
but
just now I was listening to a final point. I heard Mr. Khan. Mr. Khan said, why doesn't government gets involved in it? Why doesn't government gives the halal certification and all? Many more points he had raised. I have to tell him, gentlemen, yes, we respect your community and the halal food should be served to your community. Others should not be forced to have it because after Brazil, India is the second largest halal meat exporter in the world. We get money out of it, but it should be regulated. Why Vande Bharat has to serve halal tea in the tray? It's not fair. It's not fair. Why Anila Singh
it's not that. No. One minute, Anila Singh. The point is, did the government ever start a thing that halal certification or halal certified meat has to be served only to Muslims? Has the government created any imposition on restaurants, on marketeers, that on a public platform, you should have a separate halal counter for Muslims? You want to do that if you want halal certified products. But today, everybody is being forced to eat food that is Islamized, product that is Islamized. And I'm saying it because it's Sharia compliant. The moment it's Sharia compliant, that means it's been made by a Muslim for a Muslim and via as per the Muslim tenets of consumption or this one. So why are you not saying that if you really want to do this, that you want an othering, then you do it only for yourself, don't impose it on everybody else. So the faith of a Christian does not matter for the government, state of a Buddhist, faith of a Buddhist, faith of a Sikh, faith of a Hindu does not matter?
You are absolutely correct, Anand. And the UP government under the leadership of Yogi Adityanath ji has taken first step on it. All right. First step towards whatever you are saying. And I'm pretty sure and confident that very soon a regulatory body will be there. And as you have mentioned, very rightly mentioned, that there should be a separate shelf in the stores or in the shops. And those who want to buy halal certified food, whether it is shaving cream or Colgate or anything else, you can go ahead and buy.
No, but the ambit of the ambit also should be defined. You cannot have cement, atta, and besan which is halal. What is then there is no limit to everything. Tomorrow they'll say the air you breathe out of this air filter is also halal certified. There is no limit to it. Then there's no end to it. Should there not be a limit?
Absolutely.
Should there not be boundaries saying what is certifiable and what comes under the ambit of certification and what doesn't? Tariq Khan, agree, disagree? Do you think the government of the day should also define the ambit? If halal certification is largely with meat and that there has to be a certain way that the animal has to be killed because of the way Muslims would like to eat their meat, then should that not be then only limited to that?
BJP just talk about Hindus. They don't want to do anything about this thing. What you are doing?
No, right now I'm talking about Muslims.
Not in between. Not in between.
Okay, now he didn't interrupt you. He heard you out. You please.
This should not be the way. Listen, what you are doing? You said that UP government has taken a step. What will happen to the rest of the India? What you will do? You have done nothing. You are just doing all the things. You are just saying all the things.
No, if this is all right, then why has it been challenged in the court?
It's already been challenged.
No, why was it challenged? If you agree with what the UP government has done and if you believe this should be done nationwide, then why is it being challenged?
Action should be taken. Why this is NAC, this is National Accreditation Board is giving this permission to allow Halal Trust of India to provide halal certificate. This is the question. Because they are responding like they are not in government. They are not in power. BJP is in power. You have to take a step. Make law.
Okay.
Who is opposing?
Okay, let's get clarity on this. Does the NACB under the Quality Council of India allow the Halal Trust to go ahead and issue these certificates? Harinder Sikka?
So, I think you have gone way here and there. First of all, let me clarify it to you. It's all time tested. It's all data available with government. The government has in UP at least has started very quickly addressing it. Over 70% of these so-called boards, halal certification boards, are not even accredited. They're fakes. They've been caught red-handed printing a parallel machine to a printing machine in their houses and selling these certificates. They've been caught in UP. It's on paper. How cleverly Congress did it? Just listen to this, because this is a deep-rooted alliance between Congress and jihadis, and I'll explain it to you. I'm a die-hard soldier. I have a right to explain to you, because this money has hurt us soldiers more than anything else.
Ji.
You know, in Air India, beef cannot be served, but it is not banned. The Congress made a rule where pork is not served, but it is also banned. So pork is banned, beef is not banned. Not served is one aspect. It can be served anytime. It's highly discriminatory. You are serving something to me which I'm not going to read between the lines. Who reads between 0.1 millimeter worth of thickness, wear glasses and read, is it halal or not? Most people don't even understand. That's the clever ploy they did, and they are abusing it, not using it. I'll connect you to the same. These are 5 nations which are halal certified bodies, including Malaysia, Turkey, and Pakistan, and India, and one more. These countries have a network. Hamas built fortified tunnels in Gaza. No individual country would have funded it. It's not in small money. Fortified tunnels where tanks could run is halal money which has been utilized there.
You
come
make a
back
very
to
serious
India
allegation
now.
there. Yeah.
Bangladeshis and Rohingyas. I'm making it openly. Bangladeshis and Rohingyas are being settled en masse. Go to any part of the country, they're settled. Come to Delhi, they are settled, and so well entrenched into the system. Their ration cards or their Aadhaar cards are being purchased left, right, and center because we have shameless people like Baba Ramdevs. Plenty of them.
Well,
Who's funding
I'm
them?
not. I'm going to request you to steer
Who's
clear of
funding them?
making
Get
personal comments
get
against
the-
people who are not here to defend
I'm-
themselves. But you are
all
you're
right,
welcome to
I've-
highlight.
I've
No, you're
raised-
welcome to
I've raised this
highlight.
query.
Like Tariq Khan has said, that there are brands, there are companies who are selling Hindus, Christians, Buddhists, everybody Islamized food, Islamized packaged products. Whereas they don't
Why
need
I'm
to do
using
it.
the
But
word?
why
Anand,
are
why
they
I use
doing
this
it?
word?
And are they doing it in
Because he
fairness to the
dresses
rest of
up
the
in-
consumers? That's the big question. I have to pause here for a
All
bit.
right.
We got big
Okay.
news coming
Okay.
through on Bangladeshis and on illegals. The Maharashtra government has now formed an SIT to identify Bangladeshi infiltrators in the state. Now, a letter has now been sent to all divisional commissioners and district collectors across the state of Maharashtra. District collectors and sub-divisional officers were earlier granted the authority to issue delayed birth and death certificates. This SIT now has been formed based on complaint and evidence that's been provided by Mr. Kirit Somaya. We'll try and connect with Mr. Kirit Somaya in the limited time that we have, or go across to our reporter on this story. So ever since this entire issue of the attack on Saif Ali Khan and this man posing as Vijay Dash, but actually his name is Shehzad, and is a Bangladeshi national, an illegal who's been in Bharat for about 4 months now, and he had illegal papers with him, Mohammad Shariful Islam Shehzad. That's his name. And ever since this has come to the fore, the issue of illegals has now come front and center, and especially in the state of Maharashtra. This also lends weight to the report that was brought out by the JNU and TIS sometime in late September, early October, that highlighted that the influx of illegals is so vast and so huge that by 2051, the number of Hindus in Bombay itself could be less than 50%. That's the level and the rate at which these illegals were settling in Mumbai. And there are cases across other cities of Maharashtra too, where the case of illegals is only increasing. Mayuresh Ganpate joins us with more details. Yes, Mayuresh. So Kirit Somaya filing this complaint, and now SITs have been formed.
Absolutely, Anand and Kirit Somaya cited that the authority or the right which were given to the sub-registrar or sub-collectors to issue the death certificate and birth certificates, there is a kind of a scam which he has basically raised in distributing these kind of certificates, and that's why he had gone to many places in rural Maharashtra, from where he had reported that a lot of fake certificates for birth as well as the death were given to the illegal immigrants, and he highlighted this fact, and he had written that letter to Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Devendra Fadnavis. Acting on his letter, now the Maharashtra government has set up the SIT, and they have asked all the collectors and sub-collectors,
Right.
deputy collectors, basically.
Mayuresh, we've got Mr. Kirit Somaya on the phone. Mr. Somaya, namaste. This is Anand Narasimhan here. Your complaint now bearing fruit. SITs have been formed to crack down on illegals, and also this entire mechanism of issuing fake birth and death certificates.
I certainly welcome and thank CM Devendra Fadnavis. Further to that, he has issued directives that no further birth certificate shall be issued by the Tehsildar or collector till the full investigation and report is received. In the year 2024, during the election process of Lok Sabha, Vidhan Sabha, around 2 lakh applications have been received in Maharashtra by various collectorates. 99% of these applications belong to Muslim Bangladeshi. And that's why I went into detail, and we were shocked. The 4 documents, 4 evidences, and so I'm now really sure that all these 2 lakh people who have applied, the ATVs will take cognizance and will get into further detailed investigation.
What did you find on ground? Did you see real cases, Mr. Somaya?
Yeah.
And were these documents made only in Maharashtra, or did some of them have documents even from other states?
The see, I'm worried about because this amendment in the Act has come in existence since 2024.
Ji.
So in 2024, when I got this information in November 2024, when I exposed the Malegam vote GR funding scam, and in 1 month I went into detail, now everything is out. So what is happening or happened in Maharashtra, it could have happened or it might be happening in other states in India.
States also.
This could be a very big, very, very big design. So 2 lakh applications with 4 documents, and they also influence. It is Prabhav or Dabhav, the Tehsildar.
Right.
More than 1 lakh certificates are already issued. And I am now behind the government and I am pressurizing, pursuing with the Chief Minister that all those 1 lakh certificates issued in 2024,
Right.
that also should be investigated.
Right. Mr. Somaya, thank you for speaking with us. We'll keep close tabs on how this investigation proceeds and what the SITs unearthed in the coming days. Time for a very short break here on The Right Stand. Stay with us.
Mama must.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, accompanied by the First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump.
Now, I get to introduce my dear friend and the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. So now the work begins. We won, but now the work begins. We have to bring them home. And as soon as I leave, I'm going to the Oval Office and we'll be... And to the former hostages with us today, welcome. And welcome home. Some of the folks are former hostages. Not a good situation. The 3 young ladies that came home yesterday, you saw that. More coming home every day now. They're coming home. And you're witnessing the dawn of the golden age of America. That's what it's going to be. We're bringing it back. We're going to bring it back fast. We're going to bring it back fast. So we're going to sign executive orders. First, I'll revoke nearly 80 destructive and radical executive actions of the previous administration, one of the worst administrations in history. Maybe not one of them. The worst. Anybody that would allow millions of people to pour through our borders from jails, prisons, mental institutions, insane asylums. The country's safe. So thank you very much. All over the world, they're emptying their prisons into our country. They're emptying their mental institutions into our country. It stops as of 1 o'clock this afternoon, okay? It stops. So I'm revoking nearly 80 destructive, radical executive actions of the previous administration. They'll all be null and void within about, what, 5 minutes? Is that them over there? 5 minutes? And next, to gain immediate control of the vast federal out-of-control bureaucracy, I will implement an immediate regulation freeze which will stop Biden bureaucrats from continuing to regulate. Most of those bureaucrats are being fired. They're gone. Yet. We're not finished yet. We got a long way to go. Next, I'm going to sign a presidential memorandum directing every member of my cabinet to marshal every power at their disposal to defeat inflation and rapidly bring down the cost of daily life, because your costs have gone through the roof in the last 4 years. Perhaps you didn't notice. Does anyone notice their costs are like double, triple, quadruple? You can't buy bed. You don't have any empty seats. And by the way,
Namaste, Jai Hind, and I've been looking forward to this conversation for a long time, but perhaps whenever things are supposed to happen, that's when they happen. Just on the cusp of her completing 3 years as the Vice Chancellor of one of the most talked about universities in the country. Professor Shanti Shri Duli Panditji, Namaste. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to sit in front of you to speak with you. First up, congratulations on 3 years, and let's hope that you have the rest of your term is also as successful as these last 3 years. But as you look back, you are number 13 on that board, but the first and the only lady there. How has it been?
Let me at the outset, Anand, tell you I'm a great admirer of your programs and the way you conduct it.
Thank you.
And your channel as well. I think you and the two other of you make it for many of us. And let me at the outset say that yes, in many ways, though JNU is thought to be a revolutionary university, it was a little difficult when I came in, as soon as I came in, because one was the campus was polarized, and number two, many of the men were not used to a woman in a position of authority. So these were two things I had to deal with, and especially the polarization because within 3 months, because I'm a student of JNU, that helps me. I studied here from 1985 to 90, so I know JNU as, and I'm from the social sciences. And maybe being a woman, you are more, what to say, compromising. I don't know whether you will agree, but I'm not saying it as a gender thing, but these things help me within 3 months. The confidence between students, faculty, staff and me came, so we slowly came down to the normal, and JNU was back in its academics. Let me tell you, in the NIRF, we have been consistent at the second place, though I don't consider Indian Institute of Science to be a multidisciplinary university like JNU. So I don't think you must put oranges with apples when you count ranking. But we have been done, and in QS rankings, we have done very well. We have got India the best in a subject, 20th, followed by IIM, and the IIT is behind us.
Let's just dial back a little more. When did that call come, and how did this happen that you are going to be the Vice Chancellor of a university nobody wanted to perhaps touch with a barge pole? So how did that happen, and what was the first reaction?
That's a good question. I think, see, it was not until, 2021 that I realized that I was teaching at the University of Pune, now Savitribai Phule Pune University, as a senior professor. And when names were given, one of the names that they thought should be, at least there should be a few women. I think the Prime Minister and the Minister of Education were the ones who thought that why not try women That may have been one of there, because I don't know what was privy, but I was in the 15 called for the interview. I was not very positive. I thought I didn't have much of a chance, because I come from a very middle class family from Tamil Nadu. Both father and husband have no political power in that or political influence. So I thought I don't stand much of a chance, because I was not within the Delhi circles. I came from a place very away from Delhi, and I didn't even come in person for the interview. I did it online. And I think that because it was the end of Diwali. You know, in Maharashtra, Diwali goes on for a week.
Yes.
So that day was what to say, Padwa, New Year. So I told them it's Diwali, I'm not coming. And but the interview went off well. The questions they asked me is, as a woman, would you be able to take on a very violent university? I said, it's my university. I've never seen this type of violence earlier. So I said, there are ways. See, if you, I believe talking leads to resolving.
Correct.
So that was one. I initially wanted to go to Nehu, because I haven't seen Northeast. I also attended that interview. And somehow I think the top leadership, while looking at my biodata and other things, said that I should not be wasted in the Northeast. Or the thing that JNU and Delhi needed somebody to come here. Because also at that time, one of the propaganda going against the present government was that they are anti-intellectual. That because they are anti-intellectual, they are unable to run a university like JNU, which is very intellectual. And this propaganda also was very high by people like Ramachandra Guha and others who made this. So I think that also pulled up, and my JNU, being a student in JNU must have added a lot. And maybe Tamil Nadu also brought in, and women.
So what were the 2-3 immediate problems, and what did you think was the real issue which immediately needed some addressing?
See, basically, let me tell you, the bureaucracy was very worried. And literally the police and security were running it. This office had 400 security people and 4,000 policemen, which never I have seen in a campus where I was. And even my letter was given to me on Friday, and I was advised not to reveal it till Monday when I land in Delhi. I was brought like the Balakot attack. I said, why? I said, no, JNU is my university. They said, no, you don't know JNU today. So I came here, I took charge, and immediately, you know, there was a Twitter controversy that was started. They thought that I am a Marathi Brahmin, that too from the official caste of the RSS, which my husband comes from, not me. And they said, oh, I'm a Savarkarwadi, Godse-wadi. And I was shocked. Because, you know, I had just taken over, didn't give me time. I was staying at IIC because the VC's house was not vacated by the previous Vice Chancellor. So then literally I had to call one of the lady cub reporters in Edu and tell her that I'm a lady, give me 48 hours at least to settle down. And then I had to lash out saying that I have nothing to do with Maharashtra. I never even knew Godse or Savarkar till very late into my youth. So how are you putting me under all this? So I had to literally reveal my social status, which I don't like otherwise to reveal. So this was the first, I realized that the whole university and the ecosystem here was totally against anybody coming from the present government. Then I had a second incident was in Kaveri. There I had gone to Kerala and I had just come back. I was back by the night flight, and there was a clash over this Ram Navami versus Eid. And I they were shocked. I straight went to the hostel at 11 o'clock. They never thought a Vice Chancellor would come to the hostel. Maybe the previous Vice Chancellors never went. I went there, I spoke to the students. I even told them very clearly that no religious festivals will be celebrated on the campus. We are a secular state, either all or none. If you want one and you don't want the other, this will not work.
But even today, is there still this entire polarized opinion that if there is a, say, someone from the opposition or the India Alliance who comes into the campus, the mood is different, and someone, say, from the ruling disposition, BJP, RSS, comes into the campus for a lecture, for a conversation, for whatever interaction, there could be other this one? Or you think,
No.
or you don't encourage anybody at all?
No, all of them come.
Huh.
Jitendra Singh ji came 4 times, and he said, this is very sad. When I came in the last administration, I was shown black flags and so much of media attention came. Now I'm coming silently in. I can't believe it's JNU. And the president has come, vice president has come twice. President has come. Vice president was told even in the recent, on 3rd, we had first time JNU had an international Vedanta Congress.
Okay.
Went off very smoothly. We had international guests. I think since I've taken over, I've told all parties that this should be an area of multiple narratives. One hegemonic narrative cannot be the only one.
Yeah.
Because we Indians are known for pluralism and diversity, and that should be there even in your thought process. So I think they've agreed. I've had ISKCON functions. All of them come because the ISKCONs give good prasad.
Prasadam, yeah.
And we have called several, and even we have called people from the RSS, from the government. Nobody has been hooted out. Let me tell you, I had the first convocation. President of India had come. The education minister was so worried, Pradhanji. And he was so scared that we are going to show that we were holding after the last convocation where a lot of violence took place.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yeah.
Where people had to jump walls and break backs and all that. And Saraswat, our Chancellor, was asking me 100 times, Madam, this time you won't break my spine. No? Last time they broke my spine because he had to jump a wall. Now I said, sir, no, our students are very good. And let me tell you, there were nearly 1,000 students. Nobody, no black flag, no hooting, nothing. Every university has a lunatic fringe. We also have about 5% who have extreme views. But
either side of the spectrum.
Yes, either side, any side of the spectrum. And there are about 10% who are only political. 90% of our students are here for civil services, are here to get a better career. See, many of them come from very poor families, so they are here to make a career. So they are really not interested. So it is this 10%, if we can convince them that they have the freedom to make. So, you know, I clearly told them that you have your functions, but you should have permit even the other side to have their function. Nobody is coming and hooting out your function. I've told students also, you don't like it, don't go there. Let me tell you, the Kerala story was released here, meaning first we had this, and also 72 Huriya. We had the, and what to say, all programs, and nobody, you know, what to say, there was no problem, no stone pelting, nothing.
Give free students the freedom to organize.
Yes.
Those who want to attend, attend. Those who don't want to attend,
don't attend. I said, don't go that way.
It is the same thing for everything.
Yeah,
you know,
and I said, you also put up movies, which maybe somebody else may not like. The only things that those that are banned or not permitted legally, those cannot be done.
Yeah.
Those that are being legally released, you can do it, and they do it in teflas. And even we had Comrade Sitaram Yechuri when he passed away. They asked me, Madam, we want to bring the body in onto the campus. I said, permitted, please. And from the administration also we paid respects to him because he was our court member and he was our Junsu president, and we are proud of it. And he was a great parliamentarian. So that I have a permit. So that basically many people think that they see me as a liberal face. I said it is not. I tell them this is the real face of the Sangh and the right. Maybe there are people who misunderstand it and take it otherwise, but this is the real phase of the government, that we also believe in democracy, development. I have 10 Ds, which I say is the motto for JNU and the government. That is democracy, development, deliberation, discussion, debate, dharma, dissent, diversity, and decentralization.
So all of this is happening. Yet have you been able to shake the monkey off the shoulder, that entire perception of negativity around JNU and the campus?
Good.
You feel, does that rankle a bit?
See, let me tell you, when I came in, the NIRF ranking is given on perception also, public perception. When I came in, it was 36%. And we were called Tukde, anti-India and all that. So now today, when we got it again, the same rank, public perception has moved to 75%.
Wow.
And let me tell you, if JNU is Tukde, anti-India, all of us, let's say, put it that way, then the Indian military is anti-India, because all military personnel, Navy, Air Force and Army, get their degrees from JNU. Last 3 years, let me tell you, either the Palestine, Hamas, JNU had no agitation. Anti-CAA, JNU had no agitation. Delhi and Jamia had. So people were surprised how JNU is not the center for all these agitations. So in a large way, I think students also, I tell them, you can disagree, but there is a way to disagree, because this is a university. It's not a political playground. It is where your ideas can be debated. You debate your ideas, hear the other side as well. Do you know the Israeli ambassador came here as well? We had no problem. No, nobody showed him black flags, but rather the American ambassador had it, but not the Israeli ambassador. So I think we are getting out. That was a bad phase, and I think the blame is on both sides. Let me tell you, all groups here, our students are serious. They read, they write. I told them this is the place to read, write, think, be critical. Maybe because JNU is the university that criticizes all establishments. People think that we are the forces. But one thing I always even try to tell government is, please understand, universities are autonomous, as you yourself said, and academia has to be autonomous. Academia cannot be aligned to any government or any state. But then it's no longer an academia, no longer you will be an intellectual.
Did I see Swami Vivekananda statue somewhere? Yeah. So
it's opposite Nehru statue.
Oh, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. And I saw Mahaperivar also. Have you brought in?
Yes, we have brought in Tiruvalluvar.
Tiruvalluvar also. Oh, Tiruvalluvar. So who else is making their entry slowly?
Vidyaranya has already come in. A beautiful statue given by Sringeri Mutt to us. And many state governments are giving. One is, we have the Unsung Heroes Freedom Wall, where we have brought in Subhash Chandra Bose, as well as Chhatrapati Shivaji, with Vavosi, who was the first. And then we also have 100 names of all freedom fighters who are not mentioned in many of our history textbooks.
Right. Now I got the last leg of our 2-3 set of questions, so I just quickly will ask you, what is this, the latest about? Transformation of India's foreign policy, and you've edited this. So this is a contribution by who?
Our students and faculty.
Oh wow.
I tell faculty, this is a place where you have to write. So I was asking many of them, why don't you write? Because writing is very important, and writing your ideas. So I made them write this, and I said, okay, I'll write the foreword. I thought Prime Minister Modi's foreign policy, the way he has a Panchamrit, where he has given how he looks at making India into a dharmic civilization state and its foreign policy, I said, let us analyze it. So that is how we call it transformatory and as a responsible power. Because we no longer are rule takers.
Correct.
We are more now rule shapers, if not rule makers.
Lovely. And just a few months ago, if I believe September, October, the study was released, where you had done something in Maharashtra. Now, is this a real problem? Tell us a little bit about that study, because I went through it, and you covered a lot of districts, didn't you? And is this a real problem, which perhaps needs far greater attention, the issue of illegals?
Right. This was basically Tata Institute of Social Sciences that did this study. And they were a group of, because what happens is it's very difficult to find out Bangladeshi and Rohingya, because they speak a language and they look very much like us. So students from both JNU and Tata Institute took this study up, and were funded by ICSSR, and they started it as a study, and many of them who know the dialect difference between West Bengal and Bangladeshi and Rohingya, because every 10 miles language changes. So they did a very good study, and on Bombay they came up with alarming figures which greatly worried, saying that this whole idea that demography is destiny, especially in a democracy, numbers matter, whether you like it. And because in India it is so easy to come and get an Aadhaar card, nobody knows whether it is a fake one or a real one. You and I may not have a ration card, but they have all the identity cards. So they are more, is it already a system working here? So they did very good work. How do people come in? Because in Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India, it was found out that many of them have become middle class. And many areas, the Hindus have moved out and they have become the majority.
2025, what's the two, three things that you would like to do as we see here?
Good. One thing is what to say, improve our narrative and make our students do better work, which will be very good, and many of them are doing. And also infrastructure, our infrastructure is aging, and because we don't have internal receipts, we are totally dependent on the central government for 100% perfect. And let me tell you, the central government and the Ministry of Education has given us funds. This time we were 48 crores in deficit.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, accompanied by the First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump.
Now, I get to introduce my dear friend and the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
Thank you very much, everybody. Appreciate it. So now the work begins. We won, but now the work begins. We have to bring them home. And as soon as I leave, I'm going to the Oval Office and we'll be... And to the former hostages with us today, welcome. And welcome home. Some of the folks are former hostages. Not a good situation. The three young ladies that came home yesterday, you saw that. More coming home every day now. They're coming home. And you're witnessing the dawn of the golden age of America. That's what it's going to be. We're bringing it back. We're going to bring it back fast. We're going to bring it back fast. So we're going to sign executive orders. First, I'll revoke nearly 80 destructive and radical executive actions of the previous administration, one of the worst administrations.
Co-powered by Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 47th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump, accompanied by the First Lady, Mrs. Melania Trump.
Greenlam Laminates presents CNN News 18 Primetime Studio.
Good evening, you're watching Brass Tacks with me, Zaka Jacob. We're coming to you live from the CNN News 18 Primetime Studio presented by Greenlam Laminates. Donald Trump has stormed back into the White House as the 47th President of the United States, and he is not wasting a single second of business. On day one, he signed more than 200 executive orders, many of which reversed Joe Biden's key signature policies. Trump has pulled America out of both the Paris Climate Accord and out of the World Health Organization. He's also declared a border emergency and an energy emergency, vowing to send troops to the Mexican border if need be. He's even renamed the Gulf of Mexico as the Gulf of America. And in a significant decision, he has decided to end birthright citizenship, which could affect millions of H-1B Indian Americans and their children. But first, a capture of what a whirlwind day one it has been after Trump's return to the White House.